Buenos días. Hoy es el 15 de mayo. We are in session 13, continuing with capítulo 7, chapter 7, La ropa. Today we're going to focus on the topic de compras, which means shopping. Here's a funny for you to get started. Eva, no, eso no es una ensalada. Es mi ropa sucia. Eve, that's not a salad. It's my dirty clothes. Today to begin, you have a guided notes sheet attached to the assignment. Please open it and follow along. You can fill that out as we go through the video. There's also a couple of additional video links that you will watch and take some notes on as well today. For part A, it says review the verbs pensar, querer, and preferir. These three verbs are all stem change verbs where the E changes to an IE. In your last review sheet, we had a number of errors yet in our stem change verbs, so I think it's important to look at those. You'll see here that for each of the stem change verbs, in their stem, which is the part of the verb without the ending, there is a change in that E vowel to an IE in all forms except nosotros. Okay, so in all forms except nosotros. You'll be careful with the conjugations because you also realize that pensar is an AR verb, so it uses AR verb endings. Querer is an ER verb using ER verb endings. And preferir is an IR verb using IR verb endings. Okay, so that's also important. The verb pensar, when we're talking about clothing, can be used with an infinitive to mean to plan to do something. So for example, for the fall, for new school clothes, maybe you would say, yo pienso comprar, I plan to buy, and then whatever item it is you plan to buy. Pienso comprar un abrigo nuevo. Pienso comprar un regalo para mi amigo. I plan to buy a gift for my friend. Okay, something like that. Querer, to want, we would use to express what it is that we want when we're shopping. Yo quiero un abrigo de talla chica. I want a coat in a size small. Most sizes in Spanish are chica, small, mediano or mediana, medium, and grande for large. Preferir, to prefer. Again, we could use with size, with color, with patterns. Prefiero el color café. I prefer brown. Okay, so you can use all of these verbs here to describe clothing and shopping. What I ask you to do is on your guided note sheet, please complete this activity using the model. ¿Qué piensas llevar? What do you plan to wear? Based on each of these events or locations, what is it that you would wear? So following the model, they said la casa de un amigo. If I am going to a friend's house, number one, then I would say pienso llevar. I plan to wear, and you can start each sentence off like that, and then tell what you plan to wear. So to a friend's house, unos jeans y una camiseta. For number one here, la playa. If I'm going to the beach, pienso llevar un traje de baño. I plan to wear a swimsuit. Okay, and you can go ahead and finish those on your document. Two additional verbs that you're going to find in your work today are probarse, which means to try something on. So for example, if you are at the store and you need to try on the jeans, you could ask the question, me pruebo, can I try on, me pruebo los jeans? Here in our example, we have me pruebo la camisa en talla grande. Can I try on the shirt in a large? Probarse has a se attached to the end, which indicates that we have to put this little pronoun in front. I don't want you to pay too much attention to that right now, but I just want you to be able to recognize if you see me pruebo, it means can I try on or I try on a certain thing. Okay, so for right now, just kind of recognizing the yo form is plenty. This is also, if you look, an O to UE stem change verb. The second verb we have here, quedar, functions very differently. Quedar means to fit. You'll notice its six-pack looks very similar to the verb gustar, to like, which we had only in the singular, gusta, something is pleasing, and gustan, they are pleasing to me. So if we liked one thing, we used gustar. If we liked more than one, we used gustan. The same thing is true for quedar. If one item fits, we use queda. If more than one item fits, we use quedan. And then again, as we did with gusta, in front of the verb queda, we use me, te, le, nos, and les to express who something fits. So for example, if the t-shirt fits me, I say me queda bien la camisa. Bien says well. So the shirt fits me well. Okay? If it doesn't fit me well, it fits me poorly, I would say me queda mal la camisa. Or no me queda la camisa. The shirt does not fit me. To ask the question, do they fit you? Here I'm talking about the shorts, los cortos, which is plural. So I use quedan. Do the shorts fit you? Te. My response, no. Me quedan mal. No. Meaning no, they don't fit. Me quedan mal, they fit me poorly. Again, I'm using quedan because I'm referring back to the cortos, more than one. Okay? If I wanted to give an example as to why they fit me poorly, I could say son demasiado grande. They are too big. Okay? Demasiado means too, as in T-O-O. Okay? That word gets used a lot with shopping because we could say things are demasiado caro, too expensive, okay, as well. You can take notes on these two verbs in the space that I left you on your guided note sheet. Okay, clearly if we're talking about shopping, we need to know about the dialogue that would take place in a store. So that if we were traveling and we were looking for an item of clothing, we'd be able to go into a department store or a clothing store and ask about something that we want, right? I would like you to take a minute and pause my video here and look at the one that is linked in your document for today called Repaso de Ropa, okay? And all I want you to do is watch that video and take notes on any new vocabulary that you see, okay? When you are finished with that, you can return to this. In the video, you will notice some of the new vocabulary that we just went over. They use the verb necessitar, to need, querer, to want, probar, to try on, okay, etc. All right, so take your time and go through that video, and as you finish, take notes on the document. Bueno, for actividad D, activity D, it says use the vocabulary here on this slide to write a conversation that could take place at a store. Okay, before you write your own conversation, let me walk you through some of the items that we have here on the list. El dependiente, or la dependienta, is a sales clerk, the person who works in the store, and el or la cliente is the customer who's doing the shopping. You'll see a number of expressions here, and I do ask you to make a note next to them as to whether it would be the dependiente who uses it or the cliente. But I'm just going to walk you through each of the expressions. The first one says, en que puedo servirle. You saw that today in your Quizlet. It means, how may I help you? A conversation in a clothing store would be a formal conversation because you do not know the employee, which means it would use usted. The next one, cuestan $210. Here we see it says cuestan because we must be talking about more than one thing. So in other words, this says they cost $210. Pienso comprar from your first slide today means I plan to buy los zapatos, the shoes. ¿Qué estás buscando hoy? From the verb buscar, what are you looking for today? ¿Tiene usted otra talla o color? Do you have another size or color? This question, again, you see is in the usted because it's a formal dialogue. So we say, ¿tiene usted otra talla? Do you have another size, color, etc.? The words here that are underlined are words that you can replace, right? You could say something else instead. Me quedan bien. Again, this comes from quedar. Me quedan bien means they fit. Because of the N, we're talking about more than one item. Me well. If they don't fit you well, you could say me quedan mal. ¿Qué color prefieres? What color do you prefer? ¿Cómo te quedan los zapatos? How do the shoes fit you? Because the shoes is plural, los zapatos, I use quedan with an A-N. And then I use te because I'm asking about you. How do the shoes fit you? Yo llevo una talla grande. Llevo comes from llevar. We saw that word in the last session. I wear a size large. Algo más. Anything else? It's a great way to wrap up a conversation. ¿Cuánto cuestan los dos? How much do the two items cost? Los dos is another way to say the two items. Prefiero los zapatos cafés. I prefer the brown shoes. Remember that if you're going to describe an article of clothing or an accessory, the description, the adjective comes second and it has to agree. So because los zapatos is plural, cafés is plural. And lastly, quiero unas botas también. I want some boots as well. También means two, in addition, right? So I want boots as well, okay? All right, so all of these expressions are clearly not in any particular order, but you could use those now to assist you, as well as the video that you watched, to make your own conversation between a dependiente and a cliente. And I have that set up for you on your note sheet in the format of 6 exchanges. Please start right off. Don't start with hola and cómo está. Don't end with adios. Use your vocabulary to complete all 6 exchanges. There's plenty here for you to work with, as well as in your Quizlet. Okay? When you finish your conversation, your last activity for today is to watch the video Tienda de Ropa and answer some questions from what you are listening to here in complete sentences. Okay, so again, please answer in a complete sentence based on the video. This is good listening practice. We don't get a lot of that being outside of the classroom. All right, so please take your time. When you are finished, you're going to turn in your guided notes, and there is one additional assignment. It is not a quiz today, but it is a worksheet on the stem change verbs and the verbs that correspond to chapter 7. Okay, so please take your time. Remember, spelling will count on that. And when you are done, you will submit that as well. Adios. Hasta martes.